What if water isn't just a substance, but the medium through which source intelligence encodes itself into life? The initial unknowable pulse that created the universe has been referred to by modern science as the Big Bang. But the ancient book of Genesis has a more esoteric understanding of this primordial cosmic act.
Let there be light.
The light, the emanation of consciousness, of awareness itself, breathed life into manifestation in order to love. As this emanation slowly crystallized into form, it encoded itself into a structure capable of holding its vibrational intention: water. Earth is a birthing portal of life, a view shared by many traditional societies and indigenous peoples today. In the words of Max Dillamoon Harrison, an Aboriginal elder,
Mother Earth, she's the one that gives birth to everything we see around us, everything we need to survive.
As nature, she holds the feminine aspect of creation, with source intelligence holding the masculine. Together they are an indivisible whole, source and creation. It is through the feminine form of water that the light, the life force, consciousness, and love of source intelligence are encoded into form. This video explores this mind-bending premise. Let's begin with our familiar understanding of water as it manifests in three distinct states: vapor, liquid, and solid. The basic water molecule consists of one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms, forming H2O. In water vapor, the molecules are much further apart than those in liquid water, whereas in ice, the molecules form a crystalline grid, exhibiting the hexagonal structure of ice formation and the sacred geometry inherent in nature. The breakthrough work of Dr. Gerald Pollack has now documented a fourth phase of water, which accounts for clouds holding their shape, surface tension, and other phenomena. The fourth phase of water is formed through electrical charges. It has a stacked hexagonal crystalline structure, like ice. Crystalline structures are natural conduits of information, as in our modern devices, which function through the crystalline structure of silicon. Through vapor and water and ice, nature delivers her life force. And, as we shall see, through the crystalline structures of water, source intelligence encodes light.
If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla.
Here we see how water vibrates when activated by electricity. As the frequency increases, patterns transform into new resonances, revealing more complexity and geometric forms like the cube, tetrahedron, star tetrahedron, and hexagon. Our modern devices emit electromagnetic frequencies, or EMFs, into the world around us, as do our physical, emotional, and mental states. We also emit metaphysical frequencies, fields of subtle energy, into the world around us. The pioneering experiments of Dr. Masaru Emoto involved exposing water to various vibrational stimuli. In this classic example, we see the crystalline structure of water after being exposed to the positive words of love and gratitude, and the negative words of "you disgust me." Following Emoto, other researchers have revealed the sacred geometry inherent in the symmetrical crystals that are formed when exposed to the words love and affection and thank you, as well as the chaotic and malformed crystals after exposure to the negative words "you fool" or hard rock music, or the emissions from a cell phone, computer, microwave oven, and television. As phenomenal as these experiments are, they're overshadowed by Veda Austin's groundbreaking research into co-creating with water. The word co-creation implies that two active participants must be involved, demonstrating that water is responsive to human thought. And viewed through an even larger lens, through water, Veda is co-creating directly with the light of Source Intelligence. This is a mind-bending premise, so let's dive deeper. Veda's first experiment came to her as more of a thought. While holding a petri dish of water, she thought, "I wonder if my hand will influence the water's memory." Using her household freezer, this is how ice responded. Veda's thought, the energy of her consciousness, had entered the water, specifically the crystalline structure of the fourth phase of water. Then, when she asked the water who she was, upon freezing, this is how water responded. And this is how Veda Austin writes her initials. This imagery is not microscopic. In fact, Veda takes her photos with an iPhone. Veda's experiments probed deeper and discovered that when she placed a friend's photo under the petri dish, upon freezing, the crystalline structure revealed amazing results. Here is an image of a seal and water's artful response. This is an ultrasound of a fetus. While drinking a glass of water, the mother thought of the baby she would soon hold in her hands. Veda froze the remaining liquid. Water responded to the mother's thoughts, including hands in the lower right to hold her gestating child. The word creation was placed beneath the petri dish. This is how the light intelligence, streaming through water, revealed itself.
Water is the driving force of all nature. Leonardo da Vinci.
This NASA simulation illustrates how water circulates on our planet, which is essential for life as we know it. Life needs chemical reactions to gain energy, grow, and eliminate waste. Water is the liquid that allows this chemistry to take place. Water supports cellular function and all organisms are made of cells, from microbes to the largest animals. As we seek to find life beyond Earth, we look for the presence of water. It turns out there is an abundance of water in the universe, allowing for a wide array of water planets to exist throughout its expanse. In a groundbreaking development, scientists may have found the strongest indication of extraterrestrial life on exoplanet K2-18b, which is covered with a warm ocean. They discovered this by observing certain atmospheric gases produced only by living organisms, compounds generated primarily through marine phytoplankton. This potentiality changes what we have known as a physical sky, with physical objects, planets, stars, galaxies, into a living sky with water as the medium through which light moves into form. What is the nature of this interface between human thought and the response from source intelligence? Through the physical, crystalline structure of water, something non-physical is occurring. We exist in a physical and metaphysical universe. Physically, our bodies consist of elements derived from the earth. Metaphysically, our light body is also derived from the earth's properties. Let's explore how our light body is formed by first looking at our light body's most familiar features, the 7 basic chakras, which are associated with the 7 layers of our auric field. Each of these 7 layers serving a different function within our subtle anatomy. The second thing we need to understand is a bit about incarnation. This process begins in the causal realm. Through our soul's intention, our consciousness descends into the subtle realm, encountering the planetary light body of Gaia, whose auric field is also comprised of 7 layers, holding different aspects of her consciousness. As we descend into form, we incarnate into these metaphysical layers, taking on their structure, forming the layers of our light body's auric field. Thus, just as our body is formed from the elements of Gaia's physical structure, we are formed from her metaphysical structure as well. And now, back to our conversation about water, light, and form. We are physically and metaphysically formed within Gaia. What is the interface between the physical and the non-physical? Through the sacred geometry of water, the light of source intelligence moves between the physical and the non-physical. To deepen our understanding of this, we need to explore key structures of our human and planetary light bodies. Let's start with our auric field and its 7 layers, which are formed in Gaia's 7 layers. And for this conversation, initially, we are going to look at our 3rd layer, our mental body. comprised of structured thought, and formed in Gaia's third layer, which holds the thought and cognitive capacity of all her life forms. And the fifth layer, our etheric template, a blueprint for our incarnation's potentiality, which is formed within the vast field of potentiality that is Gaia's etheric template. Between the third layer, the mental body, and its structures of thought, and the fifth layer, the etheric template of potentiality, is the metaphysical interface that enters into the physical through the sacred geometric crystalline structure of water. What is the nature of this interface? Between the third layer's structures of thought and the fifth layer of potentiality is the fourth layer, the astral body. Associated with the fourth chakra, the heart, and the transmission of love, which is the function of the astral body, both individually and planetarily. Love is the essence and intelligence of this frequency. It is the metaphysical interface between our individual consciousness, the consciousness of Gaia, and the light of the divine. Veda Austin's imagery reveals within the crystalline matrices of water layers of encoded intelligence, whose form is strikingly similar to Egyptian hieroglyphs and Mesopotamian cuneiform. This encoded information is the language of light. We have so much to learn about the interface of water, about the life, consciousness, and love that Source Intelligence encodes into our physical and metaphysical forms, and about how to deepen our communication and co-creation with the source of creation itself. Hi, my name is Amasia. I'm the creator of the Decoding Consciousness video series. If you liked the video you just saw, please subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and it helps to keep the content coming. Thank you.